Hi there, welcome to Pretty Peas and Seeds. I'm Lulu and this is my kitchen. My channel is designed for women 45 and older who want to take healthy back. And you may find yourself working, a mom to younger children or maybe even grandchildren, getting ready to retire or have retired, or somebody like me. I am a grandma and I'm also looking at being an empty nester next year. So I welcome you to my channel and I hope you enjoy it. And if you do me a favor, hit subscribe and I'll be posting videos once a week. This evening on the menu is pasta with marinara sauce. And today I'm going to show you how to make that marinara using whole food, plant-based, with no sugar, no oil, and just a little bit of salt when I roast the tomatoes just to bring out those beautiful juices. One of my favorite things to make during tomato season is homemade tomato sauce. Now normally I make it raw vegan and I just put it in the blender with some figs, celery, even Swiss chard and spices, but today I thought I would roast my tomatoes, and I'll roast them with a little bit of salt, pepper, oregano, and then some amazing vinegar. And this is maple bourbon, and it's incredible. It's rich, it's delicious, and of course there is no oil on this. So I'll roast them for, we'll say about 20 minutes in a 400-degree oven, but I will check them periodically. I'll go ahead and mix all this up, stick them in the oven, and I'll show you when they come out. All right, well, the tomatoes have been roasting in the oven. I thought it was going to take about 20 minutes. It took about 30 minutes, but I also threw in a whole head of the whole bulb of garlic, and I love roasted garlic in my sauce. It's phenomenal. It adds just an incredible earthiness, and the garlic becomes more mellow, not as sharp and pungent if you were to use it raw. And I'm also going to throw in about half of red pepper, and that's just going to give it some brightness, sweetness, along with celery. Now celery adds a little bit of saltness, a little bit of brightness as well. And then decollete dates. I thought I had some figs in my refrigerator, but we went through them, so I'm going to improvise with dates. Now I'm known as a little bit of this and a little bit of that home chef, and I'm hoping I can teach you to do the same. Making things what you have on hand in your pantry or in your refrigerator. I am also going to add fresh basil from the garden, and I think basil is probably one of my most favorite herbs there are. It adds a whole level of complexity, and the flavor is just incredible. There's nothing like it. But I'm also going to add in some spinach just for extra vitamins, and it's a great way to hide veggies from my kids that don't like the greens. So I'm going to add that. And then we have miso, and I use the organic mellow white miso, and this is for salt, to give it a little bit of saltiness. I just also love the flavor of miso. Now you don't have to use this if you don't like miso, but I love it. So we also have Italian herbs, and what marinara isn't marinara until you've added the Italian herbs. And if you don't have Italian herbs, go ahead and add herbe de Provence. Yes, it's Francais, but you know, who knows? You know, when it goes in there, it all tastes amazingly well. So here again, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Hey, well, here we go. So I am first going to start with the most liquidy part, and that is our wonderful roasted tomatoes. And these again roasted at 400 degrees for 30 minutes. And let's put those in here. Oh my gosh, the juices from these tomatoes are pretty incredible. Now, sometimes if I don't have enough liquid for my sauce, I will add in a little bit of vegetable broth. And we'll just go like so. We gotta get all the good bits into our sauce. and I'm going to blend it just really quick. Okay, oh my goodness. Oh, so good. And then we're going to add the red pepper, the spinach, and the basil, and then our roasted garlic. And it is soft and gooey and yummy and delicious. And if you have leftover, you can spread it on bread. You could spread it on your pasta. 1, 2, y'all, I think I'm gonna do about 4 cloves. And like I said, you can taste along the way, and if you feel it needs more garlic, add more garlic. And if I was using raw garlic in this, I'd probably only use about 2 cloves. But you can make this sauce completely raw vegan by not roasting the tomatoes, and it's really good. Okay, and then we will add in the celery and the dates. And let's see, I'm gonna add in probably a teaspoon of the miso. And we are going to sprinkle in some Italian herbs. Now, if you need a measurement on this, I would probably say a half teaspoon to a teaspoon. But here again, you're going to taste, and if it's missing something, you're going to figure out if you need more sweetness. Like I said, you can add another date, or if it needs more salt, you'll add a little bit more miso or another stalk of celery. For those of you who don't know, I've had my Vitamix since 1996, and it is a workhorse. And let me just tell you, I can just tell this is gonna taste wonderful. Oh my gosh. Y'all, this is so good. All right, and now for the taste test. Now to serve my plate, I have a 50-50 plate. So I have about a pound, and you can't see it here, of fresh steamed spinach, which is one of my favorites. And then I have a mixture of lettuces, cabbage, carrots, sesame seeds, and then of course my pasta. Now it's really important, and we'll talk about this later, to have a true 50-50 plate, because it doesn't mean that you just have half your plate pasta and half your plate leafy green, because that's not equal. You need to make sure if you have a pound of pasta, you're eating a pound of greens. So I have more than enough greens, plus the tomatoes that are in my marinara sauce. So let's just take a taste of this and see how this is gonna taste, because it's all about taste. It looks good, and we do eat with our eyes, but taste is important too. This is a really different pasta sauce. It is rich, it's on the sweet side, and it just explodes with a lot of flavor. You can taste a little bit of that garlic, the balsamic. It has a really kind of sweet note to it. And a little bit of the miso is fabulous.